if I can explain it this way. Have you seen anybody chopping down an oak tree with an axe recently? No. What somebody discovered was they saw somebody using a chainsaw. They didn't have to go in and invent the chainsaw. They just saw somebody else using the chainsaw, and it looked pretty good. That tree came on down. When the brother out there chopping and chopping and chopping and chopping. Am I making sense? Yes. But if you see the new tool, somebody ought to have enough sense to say, that worked for them, let me see what it'll work for me. Amen. So Thursday nights is an opportunity to see new tools that may be employed for ministry. The mission of the church does not change. It does not change, it does not change, but it does say to serve this present age, the way we do it has to change. I just said something. The way we do it, if we want to stay alive, has to. Who's still typing on a typewriter? Who answers the phone in your house and have one of the long cords all over the house and you have to bring it from one room to another? I don't even know my own telephone number in the house. If I had to call my wife right now, I couldn't get in touch with her. If I had to use the telephone number at home. You understand what I'm saying? New tools bring on an opportunity for us to do ministry differently. And so Thursday night, it's a matter of seeing folk who are doing it differently. Not only you got that. Not only do they allow you the privilege of doing it differently and seeing how it's done differently, but Thursday nights allow you the privilege of seeing how we must respond to the problems of our community collectively. This coming Thursday night, Attorney Sherilyn Ifield will be on. Sherilyn Ifield, Attorney Ifield, was the lead attorney and director of the NAACP Legal Defense Fund for years. She is now at Howard University. She has her hand on the pulse of what's going on where Elon Musk, Trump is doing, issuing all of those executive orders. And for that reason, she's coming on to help us understand what we need to be doing collectively to brace ourselves and to respond to such actions as a community. Relationship demands that even though you may not think it affects you, relationship demands that you come into this discussion because it affects me, and it affects him, and it affects her, and it affects her. And because relationship demands that you are your brother's keeper, you have to get on there and try to learn what you're supposed to be doing as well to help me, him. Huh? All right. So that Thursday night, and the way you get on there is that you go to our website, the district website, you go over to Stay Connected, you register one time, and you'll get all the information. If you can't get on, then try Facebook because it runs live on Thursday night. If you can't get on Facebook, then go to your telephone because you can call in and just listen to it on your telephone. And if you don't know how to do any of that, ask your great-grandchild or your grandchild, or whatever. They can help you get on, and then you just ask them to let you borrow that iPad that you paid for at Christmas, okay? And they'll help you to do that. So I said, how many things did I say I was going to do? 4. 2 for 4 is what? 2. No, it's your dad self. You know you can count. And so the third thing I want to make sure of is that you know that you're invited on April 10th through the 12th, April 10th through the 12th, in Florence, at the Florence Convention Center. We will have our mid-year /Founders Day. As you probably already know, I cut out one of the meetings and combined it with something else, trying to show you that I'm interested in saving money too, that will ultimately come back, and you'll see how that benefits you as well. So in Florence, on the 10th through the 12th, I need you there because some things have to be answered. And we have to make some decisions about where we go from here. And certainly the players, and you're one of them, the players in the process need to be able to have their voices heard. So I invite you to come. I invite you to come to have your input into that discussion. Huh? How many did I say I was going to do? 4. And I've done 3, right? Yeah. How many more do I have? 1. That's where you can come in. I came to hear you talk. I came to hear you tell me what you wanted to tell me. I came to hear you tell me what excites you about the church, what disappoints you about the church. I don't mean just this church. I mean the church. The church. I came because I wanted to hear what we need to work on if we're to survive, if we're to thrive. You hear what I'm saying? And ultimately, I know that without having it altered, modified with somebody else telling me, is to come and hear it myself. And so that's why I'm here. I'm here to get it from you. I'm here to put it with the other stuff that people tell me. Miss Bender is out there on taking copious notes because I didn't take my credit this morning, so I know I won't remember. But she's going to write it down for me and make sure I don't remember it. I can put it with all the other stuff that people have told me. I don't mean to threaten you, but I don't brought my weapon with me. So if you don't stand up and talk to me, my weapon will point out the person who's going to do it first. So help me voluntarily stand up and tell me what's on your heart, what's on your mind. I made some sentences, beginning sentences, just in case. I love my church, but I wish my church would. Every time I come to church, I don't see. I wish any church would consider, if we don't change, we're going to help me to know what I need to do in order to be of. And if you don't know that, then use the one that some other one might want. I like the person next on my right. I don't like the person on my left. Can you tell me I can get to heaven and not like them? You know, whatever it is. Whatever it is this morning. Talk to me, Lord. Talk to me. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Come on. At home, when I was growing up in Alabama, they used to sing a song. It's getting late in the evening, and the sun going down. You remember that song? Remember that song? You know, well, today it's getting late in the evening, and I have not eaten. So come on. That's good. Come on, let me hear you. You ready, Janet? What has your church done to make that happen? Okay, I won't ask you that.
I can't answer that question because I can't speak for everyone in here. But it has been stressed to come back. But like I said, I can't speak for everyone.
The collective plan is what I was trying to get to. What the collective plan has been to make that happen. Let me ask you my intent, and I'm still praying where the delivery will take place, whether it be on the Zoom, where we reach a number. But the churches that have worked their way through this, I need you to hear what they say happened, how they worked their way through it, and came out on the other side, very much alive, thriving, and prosperous. There are models in our denomination that made it through it and are back where they were, if not better than they were. There are models. Thank you for that. Yes, ma'am.
I can share a few things that we have put in place to try and encourage others to come back. One is that Pastor Kennedy has held several meetings, one to update our class leadership, and to get, just reminding people of their responsibilities as a class leader and to keep in touch with your members and that kind of thing. And he's had a lot of store board meetings. And in those store board meetings, he encouraged all stores to think about being a class leader and keep in touch with the people. And when we have store board meetings, we can let the pastor know what people are going through, and so that we can reach out to them. And another thing as in related to the choirs, now we do have choirs singing on each Sunday, so we are trying to get them up and running. We don't have as many people, but there is a different choir singing on each Sunday. We have a very young music ministry. We have 3 young men who are in college, and they've been working to get the young people involved. They started a new choir called the New Generation Choir, and so we were working on that. And in addition to that, a lot of renovations and projects have been going on in the church. And then one of the ministries that I'd like to bring to your attention is the Visitation Ministry, which is a very popular ministry and a very active ministry in our church. And what they do is they work with seniors, the sick and shut-in, and our college students. And that has been met very well with the congregation. And so, and because of what we're receiving lots of donations so that we can take care of those things. So those, along with renovations and some other things, that I think we've done a really good job in trying to get people to come back to church.
And you probably have. I think that if you listen to what others have done too and add to that, that might help you. I don't know. I cannot give you an answer to that. I asked the question, what's different now than before? What adjustments were made in worship after COVID? Because COVID did do a number on us, but it made us think about church differently than we've ever thought about church. And so, if it made us think differently about church, our actions about church have to be different. But I'm going to let people who have had tremendous success two young people here and not hear them. Mr. Adams and my one is right back there. You've been working on that computer or whatever it is you're working on back there. I need you to raise your voice. Come on. Come on. Come on. Talk. Just stand up here now. Come on. Let me ask you this. How old are you? What grade are you in? Where do you go to school? I passed there today. I was wondering what it was. I told Jen that it was a military school, but what is that? A leadership school. Let me ask you this. Do you ever invite anybody, any of your friends to church? Do they come with you? Okay. Have you invited them more than one time? And what is their response to you other times? They're too tired. Let me ask you this. The friend that you invited, that they came, what did they say to you after they came? Don't be scared. Everybody loves you here. But tell me, did they say anything to you about service after they came? That is so wonderful. So are you going to invite others to church? Thank you very much. You are so wonderful. And I do appreciate your study. And you are beautiful. Did you know that already?
The only thing I would say is probably just togetherness, doing more events and things to bring us together, not only in the church, but also within the community as well.
And tell me, and I'm not disagreeing with you, I just want to know, when you say that, come from me, I just need to ask you something you hear, but I don't want anybody else to hear it, because you might embarrass me by not wanting me. All right, then I was right, too hard, young person. Tell me, for the benefit and education of us all, why do you think things in the community are helpful to the church? Help me to know that. You said you wanted to see us do more things in the community. Is that what I heard you say? Tell me why. I'm not disputing that. I just want to hear you say it out loud so we, the rest of us old geezers can hear it. I don't mean you ladies, I mean these old geezers. The brothers.
To that point, it just helps the church to grow. It helps us to get our name out in the community. There are other churches out here that have been here a long time as well, but I mean, like you said, things change, people when things are evolving, so eventually the same people that do things all the time, we have to get new people to do things and change the way that we do things to adapt to the new society. That's the intention.
And I hope you'll keep saying that out loud to all of us. Because what it really says is a church that seeks to serve is a church that grows. Thank you. You and I said it differently, but you said the same thing. People accept the church and serving in his name. There's a difference between Delta Sigma Theta and in his name. The church that seeks to serve in his name is a church that grows. And this is the fallacy that most churches have. Most churches think that they need to do the spectacular. What church needs to do, your name may not ever get in the newspaper, but what the church needs to do is find one need and meet it consistently in his name. Whether it be 4 young men from the high school that are in detention, and that you're going to sow a seed in them, and making yourselves responsible as a congregation for the 4. If you win the 4, God will give you the rewards of the 1,000. Find the one thing you can do My wife can see that. I'm on television. You got it? You see everybody?